Welcome back, my amazing learners. Glad you could join me for part 2 of this presentation on parts of speech. I am Stacey-Ann Murray. In part 1, we looked at noun, pronoun, and verb. And in part 2, we'll be looking at adjective, adverb, and preposition. Now, you may be saying to yourself, why is it that parts of speech are important? Now, let me remind you, in your speaking and writing, of course, you need to ensure that you're using the correct part of speech in order for your words to make sense and for you to understand the sentence. As well, you want to ensure that others around you are able to make sense of what it is you are writing or what it is you are saying. As such, I will help you to understand by breaking it down. Amazing learners. Adjectives usually describe a person or thing. They tell us what somebody or something is like. So, the tree is green. The man is old. That house is haunted. In these instances, green signifies the tree, old represents the man, and haunted tells you about the house. Now, with adjectives, you can have demonstrative adjectives and adjectives of articles. Demonstrative adjective is an adjective that modifies a noun or pronoun. Example, did Jennifer draw this one or that one? In the demonstrative adjective, we see this and that as being used to modify or to talk about the drawings that Jennifer has done. Another example is, let's take these sandwiches and those apples on our picnic. These sandwiches, those apples are what is being spoken of in this sentence. Now, when we talk about adjectives of articles, we are looking at the fact that an indefinite article is used when referring to any member of a group. So, a boy ran. An apple each day is good for you, or the one-day sale will be on Sunday. Here we see indefinite articles a, an, and the being used to talk about a person, any person, a fruit, which is an apple, a particular day, which is Sunday. Now, let me remind you that when we talk about adjectives, they are important to modify a sentence and to help you understand the sentence a little bit more. So I'll take you through adjective order so that you can understand where to place an adjective and where not to place an adjective. So don't worry about it, learners. You'll be fine when I'm through. Amazing learners, like with everything, there is an order. And so with adjectives, there is also an order. So normally, an adjective would go before a noun. So we often use more than one adjective before the noun. For example, she was wearing a beautiful long red dress. Or her hair was black, long, and heavy. Another thing to note, amazing learners, is that adjectives can come after verbs. Adjectives that can come after verbs are like be, become, feel, get, look, seem, smell, and sound. For example, it smells bad. Smells would be a verb because you know a verb is an action word. Another example could be the towel feels damp. The towel would be the noun, feel would be a verb, and damp would be an adjective. Or the example could be the towel feels soft. Another example could be the house is big. In this case, the verb here would be is, and thereafter comes big. So when we're talking about the order of an adjective in a sentence, we need to note that first comes the subject, then the verb, and then the adjective. So the subject in the examples before would be the house or the towel or it. And then after the verb will come your adjective. Now, these adjectives help to tell you a little bit more about the subject that is being spoken of. Amazing learners, I'm going to show you how to turn adjectives into nouns. Yes, adjectives can be made into nouns. Take, for example, these adjectives: happy, sad, weak, good, ready, tidy, forgetful. Here is a sentence that I have in regular form. She was a happy girl, but she could also be a weak person. Happy and weak are used here in this sentence to describe the girl's character. Now, let us demonstrate how an adjective can become a noun. So let us do this activity together. One is we can turn adjectives into noun by adding es at the end. For example, sad becomes sadness, weak becomes weakness, good becomes goodness, and grateful becomes gratefulness. That was easy, right? Great. Now there's something to note though. When words end in Y, you should change the Y to I in order for it to become a noun. Now this is how we're going to do it. The word happy, when we remove I, insert the I, it becomes happiness. So the spelling is Happines. With ready, when we remove the Y, we get readiness. Readines. And with tidy, the same thing. Tidines. What you will find is, yes, the word looks different, but we are transforming the word from an adjective into a noun. Now take the activity a little further. We're now going to put two of these words in a sentence of our own to demonstrate. Mary's happiness is important because she is able to hide her weakness. Right? All right. What you can do is explore this some more and see through practice how this works. But don't be afraid to try it because we are learning how to use adjectives and we are learning how to transform them. Now, we are going to take this a step further. Now that we have looked at adjectives, we are now going to look at adverbs. Now, come with me as I take you through this journey. Another adverbs. What is an adverb? No. An adverb really and truly is added to a verb to modify its meaning. An adverb tells you when, where, how, and in what manner or to what extent an action is performed. No, many adverbs end in ly, but some do not. The words that are adverbs that do not end with a ly are words like later, everywhere, here, now, today, tomorrow, and anywhere. However, the adverbs that we can identify more easily that end with a ly are words like careless, slowly. Amazing learners. There are different kinds of adverbs. As a matter of fact, there are four kinds of adverb. The first kind is adverbs of manner. Adverb of manner tells us the manner or way in which something happens and answer the question, how? So how did he walk? He walks slowly. Adverb, slowly. Second kind of adverb is adverbs of place. Adverbs of place tell us the place where something happens and answer the question where. Where should I sit? Please sit here. Now, what we see so far happening is that adverbs of manner, though it tells you how an action is done, whether slowly, fast, and so on, allows you to be able to picture what is happening. An adverb of place allows you to also visualize. So you can feel the space that you're being asked to sit in, or you can see the space. A third kind of adverb is adverbs of time. Adverbs of time tell us something about the time that something happens and answer the question when. When did Roy came? Roy came yesterday. And the last one is adverbs of degree. Now, adverbs of degree tell us the degree or extent to which something happens and answer the question how much or to what degree. So, Mary is very beautiful, or Mary is very amazing learners. Can you give an example of a preposition? Okay, I see the hands are raised. You. Great. Glad that you have an idea. Now let me just make sure that you understand. Now, a preposition is a word placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relationship to time, direction, and place. Now, what this means is that a preposition can fall in one of three categories: in the space of time, another category direction, and the last category place. Examples of preposition of time are in, on, at, and since, and direction would be into, onto, up, or down, and place at, next to, or under. Example of this would be the rat was on the table. Here we see that on is a preposition of place, and it tells us where the rat was. Now the rat was on the table. So remember, we are saying that the preposition comes before a noun, and on is the preposition, and the noun would be the table. Another example could be, we went into the bus safely. Here we see into being the preposition of direction, and the bus being the noun. So if you want to know if the word you're using is a preposition, look to see if it is any of these that would fall into the time, direction, or place, and then look to see whether or not it was placed before a noun or a pronoun. Once you're able to do that, you're on your way to identifying prepositions. Now you may say, okay, are there others? Yes, but these are just a few that you can know to use. Amazing learners, thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of this presentation on parts of speech. In part 1, I stated that there are 8 parts of speech, and we would have looked at noun, pronoun, and verb. And in this one, we looked at adjective, adverb, and preposition. Now, in the next video, I will take you through conjunction and interjection. However, I'm encouraging you, amazing learners, feel free to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at Reach Services or log on to our page where you can reserve your time with one of us, where we can take you through different tutoring activities to help you to understand different areas in preparation for your exams. Feel free to go on the Reach Services website and just explore. You can purchase your package and take it from there. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you again, amazing learners, for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you on part 3 of this presentation, where we'll wrap up parts of speech.